Wealthy Elementary School. My name is Annie Gallagher, and I'm applying for your resource room teacher position. I wanted to start off by describing how my passion for teaching started. From as far back as I can remember, I always wanted to be a teacher. Then when I was 11 years old, my cousin was born with Down syndrome. And that really ignited my interest in special education because I just loved watching her grow and learn in her own unique way. Fast forward to college, I went to Michigan State University, go green, and I had a major of special education with an emphasis in learning disabilities. During my time at Michigan State, I had an amazing placement at a school called Heartwood in Mason, Michigan. It was a center-based school, and I worked with 18 to 26-year-olds with disabilities and the transitional age program. At that facility, I learned the importance of functional academics, generalizing skills from people and places, and also the importance of community involvement and collaboration with families. My professional experiences began during my internship at McDonald Middle School in East Lansing, Michigan. I had 4 placements during that school year, including a language arts classroom, a basic classroom, a moderate needs classroom, and a resource classroom. During that year, I really came to understand the full scope of services that are available to students with disabilities. Following my internship, I moved to Denver, Colorado, and accepted a job in Commerce City at a school called Kearney Middle School. I worked as a 7th grade resource room teacher for my first year there, and I co-taught science, math, and writing. I also taught my own classes on reading intervention and math intervention. And during that year, I really came to understand the importance of collaboration with my team, especially my co-teachers, and the importance of keeping parents involved with my student services. I then stayed at the same school and worked for 5 years as an SSN teacher, which stands for Significant Support Needs. I had a caseload of up to 11 students and managed a team of paraprofessionals consisting of 5 to 8 paraprofessionals for the whole school. During those years, I've really focused on functional academics and teaching my students life skills, social skills, and helping them be aware and in charge of their own behaviors. I then left Kearney Middle School and stayed in the same district, but moved to work as a transition coordinator for 18 to 21-year-olds. I led a community-based program that was focused on financial literacy, building vocational job skills, and independent living skills. And now I'm ready to come back to Michigan, where I fell in love with teaching to begin with. My family and I are ready to be back. I love learning and improving my skill set. So while I was in Colorado, I completed 2 online certification programs through Michigan State University. I got my master's in special education with an emphasis in autism spectrum disorder, and I also completed a graduate certificate program in applied behavior analysis. Here's why Annie Gallagher is the best candidate for the resource room teacher position at Wealthy Elementary School. My personal pedagogy truly aligns well with your school vision. Your focus on collaboration from teachers to parents to community is wonderful. I spent the last year working in a community-based program, and I know the importance of helping and providing my students with the daily life skills that are needed outside of school. I also strive to know my students as individuals. I love that your vision is focused on knowing students' strengths. I think that that's a key component to being able to provide my students with the necessary skills of where they'd like to go in life. I too was a struggling reader, so I can connect to my students on that level. I spent my summers doing Hooked on Phonics before I could go out and play. I was in reading recovery programs at Sylvan Learning Center. So I think that that would be a great thing to bring to my students. They'll understand that I have been in their shoes. I know the importance of making reading fun, and it wasn't until my 7th grade school year where I had my first teacher to show me that you could read in so many different formats. And I want to be able to provide my students with that same passion. I also truly understand the scope of schooling. I've worked in elementary schools in my placements at Michigan State. I've taught in a middle school. I've provided services and collaborated with teachers in the high school, and I've ran a transition program. I understand what's needed at the next level, and I think I can really provide my students at the elementary level with the skills that will be needed to be a successful middle schooler. I'd like to leave you with my favorite quote. Every child instinctively knows what many adults have long since forgotten. Our differences are not something to be tolerated, They are something to be celebrated. This quote is something I follow in my classroom. I embrace student differences, and I welcome all types of learners. I want to thank you for your time, and I look forward to the opportunity to teach in East Grand Rapids Public Schools.